Hello, guys. You know, I said this was my favorite panel. I brought them back. Kicked whatever other panelists we had. It's just, they're too good. So, welcome. Sexy Fat, I love your confidence pose. You're really power striking me today, huh? Is this your... I love it. Is this your SG confidence pose? Do you believe SG can take this game against Beastcoast?
Of course, man. Against Beastcoast, anything can happen.
I love that. That's the actual attitude. You genuinely never know. They say if you become a fan of Beastcoast, you need to test your cholesterol, because otherwise you're at risk every time you watch their games. RDO, let's start with this draft here. What would you like to be the opening for SG? What do you think is the best playstyle to deal with Beastcoast?
For sure, aggressive playstyle with cores that actually fight on early game. So, oh my god, I was gonna say Dawnbreaker, man.
That was so quick, man. They didn't even think about it.
They can go Hoodwink +1, because the LTH is a very good Hoodwink player.
Okay, they went Marcy instead for LTH. That's kind of fine. Good lanes with Viper. Yeah. Is this looking like Viper offlane to you? I mean, obviously possible flex, but still potential Viper offlane, Sexy Fat?
Yeah, it really looks at first.
And the Juggernaut comes out afterwards.
Yeah, Beastcoast's not messing around. They really want to give K1 at least a decent game so far. So,
yeah. Is it possible to lane Viper versus Jug, or are you better off just putting it as a 5 and picking a different hero?
I think it's decent. Both are gonna farm for sure. And so far I mean they have Marcy against Juggernaut, so I won't see this Viper never dying on this lane, but I don't see Jugger dying too.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. RTO, when you get such an early Juggernaut pick, if you're the carry player, how do you punish that? Does he have any really bad core-to-core matchups you could abuse?
Core-to-core matchups, there is like Ursa, which is really good for the Ursa, because Enrage and Basher, right? There's, I feel like also TA is good, because you speed up the game, you buy your BKB, and Juggernaut can't really kill your refractions and can't man-fight you. And also Morphling, because Morphling doesn't really care about Juggernaut if you think about it. He can dodge the Omnislash with Waveform, and you never really threat Morph as Jug. So I would like to see one of these three being picked by the side of SG.
Okay. Yeah, and they can't ban everything. They got rid of the Razor at least. That Puck ban, is that an indication of Puck being busted, or is Beastcoast planning on doing the classic no stun draft that they like to do so much?
Puck's busted, man. Beastcoast knows. Beastcoast knows for sure.
Yep. They got rid of the Monkey King as well. Okay. Meanwhile, Sexy Fat, if you're SG, what are you picking in this next phase? Now you start to have a little more dominance in your strong phases, right? What are you thinking?
I really like the Morphling idea. I think I would try to build like a floor to pick this Morphling. If you know what I mean? Like so far you have Marcy already, which Morphling and Marcy are like is one of the strongest lanes in the game. So
okay.
I think they need just something to stop Jug from spinning. For example, can be a clock. Oh, never mind, it's banned. So something to stop Jugger from tipping out, and they can lane well with Viper. And then pick Morphling on 18. Here? Ogre Magi.
Something more basic here on the Ogre.
Yeah. They still have the option for Morphling. It's one of the good heroes with it.
Does Berna play Morphling? Is he one of those Morphling players? RDO, do you know?
I don't think he's the greatest Morphling player, like Pakas, for example, but I'm pretty sure he can handle a good Morphling game and carry the game by himself.
Okay, that's good.
The hero's okay, but once you pick Morphling in a good Morphling game, he can carry by himself, because the hero has everything. Has damage, has siege, he can rush with items, and has mobility with his versatile.
We'll see Beastcoast what they try out now. I'm gonna go for CM, revealing that this Dawnbreaker at least is not a 5. That's a pick they haven't broken out in a while. They're actually going for some classic picks for here for Beastcoast. No flexing either, which is very common for them.
I missed the old Beastcoast going first pick Mars, man. What happened?
Mars got nerfed, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think Mars is that
That's
good.
what happened.
I think he's overrated.
Yeah, I don't think it's good. It's just a Beastcoast hero.
Yeah, anything's a Whisper
Crystal.
hero though. You remember the days where he was playing Leshrac and Puck offlane, man? That's his Tinker offlane, Silencer offlane. He was,
Silence your
wild.
true.
Yeah, that Silencer, man. that was wild. He would win games with that. You'd be like, please don't ever try it in my pubs, please.
The problem is he used to get this strange heroes for offlane, stomp on official games, and noobs would start to pick it and think they're Whisper.
Yeah, because he is wild. I have never seen a player that likes to lose less than Whisper. Like, he genuinely will play the game to the very end, no matter what.
That likes to lose? Or you mean like...
Sorry, likes to win, sorry. Like, he hates to win, is what I meant to say. My bad.
Alright, so Whisper likes to lose? Oh, I see.
Look, he's playing against SG. I did a little brain fart. What can I say? Tiny picked up for them. This is not... I mean, Chris Luck does play it as well, but this is a hero Schofield absolutely loves. It's like the opposite of Thunder. They can play it mid, but they play it floor. Is Tiny a better Marcy right now, you think, Sexy Fat? A lot of people have considered that.
Yeah, for sure. It's more meta than Mars. Like, both do the same thing closely, right? They jump and they do a lot of damage. But Tiny nowadays it was so much better than the Mars. The cooldowns on Mars are so high, and with Tiny, every 10 seconds you can blow up someone.
Yeah. SG, they're gonna go for your favorite hero, RDO. It's the Bloodseeker here again. Good pick.
Oh my. So this is another Bloodseeker game, right? That he can only play with BKB because they picked Bloodseeker into magic damage once again.
Yep.
So I feel like the Bloodseeker gonna have like a. I'm not even sure if he's gonna have a good lane because he'll get countered by Beastcoast hero. So he'll have kind of a solid lane and then can only play the game with BKB. I don't really like the pick. I don't think it adds much. Like, they could have picked, like, Ursa, for example, because they already have a Viper in their team, so they would win the lane, and it's an actual good hero against both supports and Juggernaut. But you never know.
Okay, that's that classic RDO. Maybe, who knows? Maybe SG can win still. I can see you're not a fan. What fixes their draft here if you're SG? Like, they need a mid laner most likely. Is there anything you could pick with a Bloodseeker to like make up for this fact?
They need to pick a scaling core like Lina, but Lina is banned because they lack the Alone guy said on the interview. It's Bloodseeker is a 1.5 hero and two 1.5 two semi carries can win against a carry, so they should pick a semi carry on mid.
What would you think, Sexy Fat? What are some suggestions you could have?
For mid lane on SG?
Yeah.
Oh, probably Viper, man. Just put this Viper against Tiny and make him suffer.
Oh. Yeah, it's actually not that bad.
Right? Delay the blink, so Beastcoast needs the blink to play the game.
Yeah. Would you see that, RDO?
No, because if you put Viper on mid, what you're gonna pick on offlane? You're gonna end up with a snap offlane, and it's not a good snap game anyway.
Why are you picking snap then?
They can pick Viper mid and pick Night Stalker last pick.
Oh,
that's good.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad. Two minds put together can make a great draft for SG.
Nice.
Let's see if they do this.
for SG.
I would suggest Enigma for SG too, but they banned for some reason.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
It does feel like a free Enigma game though for Beastcoast, to be honest. Like, there's literally no way to cancel.
Jug won't have a lane, and here's the natural build Wraith Pact.
Oof.
I know.
Okay, well, Bloodseeker went from 1.5 to 2 now, so... yeah, I don't mind the Night Stalker idea, because then you have the Tricore lineup that Alone talked about as well, and that could work against Veno too. I actually love the Night Stalker RDO.
Why Veno? Like, it's not even good against Bloodseeker. They have no Blink hero so far on SG. So the summons cancel Blink. I don't know. I did not get it. This
Whisper needs a ranged hero to lane with Tiny / Downbreaker, and he needs a hero that can lane alone. Because if it's Tiny position 4, I'm sure Scofield won't play bottom. Alright, Legion.
And then end up with a Blink hero against Venom. Yeah.
I mean, I don't
It's a
really like
worse
the
Night Stalker.
Legion. Yeah, I don't really like the Legion hero because this hero's like win lane in Woods game. This is how I see
Yep.
this hero.
And
And
I don't think he's gonna win lane in this
yeah,
case too.
I mean,
Yeah,
he has the spell against CM, so that should be pretty good, right? Like, you should be kind of free. And with Marcy, I can imagine that lane not being that bad. You can kill CM a couple of times, maybe?
the problem for me is the fact that he'll press do and Downbreaker will cover with
Yeah.
his ulti, and the do will be kind of useless.
They have
Very
no
good point.
follow-up damage on their draft.
Duel
You're gonna
into Blood Rite.
duel into Blood Rite and Nether Toxin, and that's it. And Fire Blast. Let's go, guys. Let's do this 2k hero HP called Tiny, or I don't know, Downbreaker.
Okay.
I'm curious to see what's gonna come on this game.
I see, Sexy Fat, that you're not a big fan of the SG draft. Can I take it that you're going with Beastcoast this game then?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Okay. RDO?
Yes, I'll go with Beastcoast. I don't really like the Legion pick.
Yep, that's fair enough. Well, we're gonna have to go to our casters to see what happens, because, you know, Beast Coast, you never know. I mean, maybe they woke up on the wrong side of the bed today and SG can beat them once again, preserve their victorious streak. As we take it over, we've changed our casting pair. Now we have a titular caster, TI attendee, major caster by the name of SeekNStrike, and then some other guy that calls himself by a season. I don't know. Take it away.
Yes, that's right. I went to TI6 as a fan. It was a fantastic opportunity, let me tell you. And yeah, this guy even named himself after my cat, Winter. It was very weird. Good to have you on, Mr. Winter. How's it going? How are you enjoying Wimbledon?
What? Wimbledon?
Yeah.
I wasn't watching. I was sleeping, getting ready for the class.
Yeah, that one
wake
came
up
at you
early.
like a Samuel Groth serve, didn't it, Winter? But this one here, between Beastcoast and SG Esports, last pick Legion Commander for Frank the Tank. What do you think about this?
Well, like the panel mentioned, this hero is mostly focused on the lane. He isn't that good in the mid game later against what Beast Coast have. But I always say, to play the game, you have to be able to play the lane first. If you lose all your lanes, then yeah, you don't get to play the game. They're just trying to keep things simple, have good lanes.
I mean, even then, our panel was a little bit concerned that Frank might not even be able to play the lanes here. Do you share their concerns, or do you think the LC Hard Dispel is going to be enough to at least get through this maiden jug?
I think he should be fine. Yeah, the Dispel is definitely very useful against the CM. And you have the move speed to try to outrun from the spin. So I don't think he should be dying in this lane. He should be able to farm. And on the other hand, with Marcy, they should have excellent kill chances, especially against the CM.
What? Good point. CM literally weaker than a creep. You play a lot of CM, Winter? Or are you more into the Winter Wyvern?
I used to like playing CM a lot, but they keep nerfing her.
Well, she feels pretty strong now. Give her another whirl.
Now she is okay now. I like that they made her squishier, but they improve her spells. Because it doesn't really matter if she's a little less tankier. But her spells are what does the damage.
Yeah, I'm also really interested in this middle lane. Dawnbreaker versus Viper for Faker. Is going to probably see a little bit of action here eventually once this Tiny looks to rotate on over, or the Marcy from SG. But until then, I think C-Smile's just got to avoid getting these stacks of the poison attack on him. I wonder if Faker is going to think... Usually I think for the Viper matchups, there's two ways you can look into playing the lanes. With poison attack, where you kind of bully them out and look to just keep them away from the waves. Or you can go for the Nether Toxin build and just nuke the waves and push. It looks like he's feeling like he's got a good chance in this lane at winning against the melee hero of Dawnbreaker. So it's going to be the poison attack into Corrosive Skin for now.
Yeah, against a melee hero, I think that it's always better to just pressure and just control the wave on your high ground and just last hit. It's gonna be a nightmare for the other opposing mid laner. Against certain match, I would say it's fine that if you do the Nether Toxin, you shove out the wave, you control the rune, and you try to clear the small camp. But this matchup is definitely more favorable for you if you just control the wave and harass him.
And speaking of plenty of poison and all things green, Whisper top lane as well. On the Venomancer, into this Bloodseeker, into Widge. Even Gojira here might not have too hard of a time. Double melee lane into Venomancer. That feels pretty good, I imagine.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, at some point there will be some kill chances against the Veno. Veno is not exactly the fastest hero or the tankiest hero, you know. So he still needs to be careful, even though it's against double melee, like Ogre and Bloodseeker can definitely run the Veno down. And that's something you don't want to see, you know. When you're playing offlane Veno, you don't want to have a difficult game from the start. You need to be able to dominate your lane. If you fall behind early, it kind of sucks to play that hero.
Yeah, this hero reminds me of Viper in the same way, right? Even probably a little bit weaker in terms of their
hero,
recovery
dude.
potential.
They're literally the same
They're
hero.
very similar. You know, one of them's got a Gale, the other one he's got wards, right?
Yeah, two disgusting heroes.
Yeah, they're both pretty disgusting, that's for sure. You don't want to get anywhere near them. The break this game, I mean, what are you breaking, at least for Viper, right, in his advantage? A good dispose here onto Stinger. He'll take 2 tower auto attacks. That's half of his HP, so he will die. LTH is going to rebound away, and Hector now might be in for a bit of a rough time. Frank is not going to keep chasing, though, and the dispose cooldown too long to get that second kill.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were talking about previously. They have excellent... Whoa. All right.
That's a solo kill, isn't it?
Solo kill. Yeah, solo kill.
And, well, the way he died, it looks like C-Smile ended up going a bit deep there. Yeah, you know, Viper, not very famous for his repositioning abilities, is he? Top lane, Widge is going to die, however, to Whisper and Gojira. They finally are able to catch him with a toss back. The brown boots on Tiny against the Ogre make that a bit easy.
So 1 kill across all 3 lanes. Action everywhere. Everyone dying. I kind of only expected kills to happen mostly on the CM for now, but apparently even the mid lane is happening. I'm not sure how the Dawnbreaker is trying to kill the Viper, but you know, sometimes things happen.
Yep, things happen, and that's certainly going to make Viper feel pretty good about going for his particular build with the poison attacks. LTH rebound. The movement speed slow here applied onto C-Smile. He's got vision to C-Smile as well, and he's not missed too many of the poison attacks. There's 5 stacks now. Faker refreshing a couple times as LTH retreating up to the high ground will live. The creep going for the kill, but it's not enough damage. Faker up to level 6 now, already 4 minutes in. Applies the poison attack to Gojira as well. The Viper Strike pardon for the move speed slow. LTH is going to jump in to secure the kill, but it's Faker who gets both. A kill top lane, at least in exchange. As Beastcoast, they're just losing heroes all over the map. I mean, that's a terrible death here for the Dawnbreaker, who doesn't have TP for 20 seconds. Yeah,
very big loss. Like I said, you know, SG, their draft, they not everyone is, you know, favoring their draft, but they definitely have a plan. You know, we do run the lane, we pick lane dominators, then we'll have a good chance in the game. I like that mindset. You know, keeping things simple, not overtaking stuff, just draft good lanes.
Even bot lane at this time. It's not looking too bad. 20-6 for Frank. With the Helm of the Iron Will now, he really only has to be careful of the magic damage of Stinger and Faker, or sorry, and
top
Edgar
lane,
at this time.
LTH is coming.
Yeah, and there's going to be the nice rebound. They're looking to catch Whisper again. There's a TP coming. It's Stinger. He catches 3 here with the Crystal Nova. The move and attack speed slow. Good onto Berna, but the Thirst movement speed, even those 2 points, is going to be able to get him out of here. Widge, in the meantime, looks like he's not as lucky. Even turns back for the kill onto Whisper. LTH had the dispose ready, but not the cast range. Instead, might end up just going for Stinger. Stuns Gojira as well with it. LTH at least with the kill onto the Maiden. Seems like he'll end up dying, though. Plenty of poison wards around.
What is going on? What is going on, man? There's 12 kills? 6 minutes?
Oh, it's 10, right? But
10 kills, sorry.
yeah, pretty close, pretty close. I mean, 2 is almost like 10. You know, 12 is almost like 10. As I say, Dota, man. Over 2 kills a minute right now. Berna as well underneath a ward. He's going to try and just get a little bit of regen here. Broken. Nice. Yeah, I did lose a lot of that movement speed with the Thirst. A bit spooky for him as Gojira throws out the Avalanche. Berna's going to definitely avoid it, though. That's going to be a quick D-ward then. Now with Widge returning to lane. Gojira's quite tanky here.
Lane as well.
Quite through him.
Frank.
Oh my lord. Yeah, was not a dual kill.
Super big kill. That's a super big kill. Now they're pressuring the tower with the catapult wave. That's amazing for the Legion.
And mid lane, they get to see Smile. they will trade
Everywhere.
Faker away. Everywhere it's just going down. There's 3 heroes there. Faker still gets the experience for the kill onto See Smile. See Smile still not up to level 6 here compared to the Viper's level 8. So yeah, Viper certainly winning this lane. Bot lane, Frank as well with the kill onto Hector. Is this the kind of matchup where you can afford to leave the Jug alone? Are they kind of sacking him in order to stabilize the lanes a little bit?
I feel like this is a result of the CM dying twice in the lane earlier, you know. When the Legion has a... I mean, even without the advantage, I think Legion already, he's going to be doing a little bit better against the Jug. But Gojira, mid lane. Toss.
Yeah, the toss back is good. They're going to lock down as well Faker into the Starbreaker, which does connect. Faker is applied, however, the Viper Strike, the Dispose, is going to be for See Smile. They still have him in range, however, of the Ignite. They'll get through Faker first, though. Stinger will tick down in the river to the Magic Demon of Witch, who's on a double kill, and he wants more. He wants to get through the Tiny, who has 0 armor, so LTH as well will dive. Whisper, though, TPing on in, collects 2 with the Gale. And that is going to slow Widge to a stop and likely be 2 kills here for the side of Beastcoast. 3 overall. Okay, better trades for Beastcoast. Better trades here.
Everybody's rotating, man, Richie. Everybody's rotating. I wish every game would be like this. It's so fun. When you're playing support, all your cores are just fighting with you. Oh, it makes the game so nice for you.
Like a team deathmatch. And yeah, I mean, all these support spells are amazing earlier. You talked about how good these Maiden spells now are after they got buffed. Rotation now is for bottom, though. We can barely actually get to talk about the metagame with all the action. There is See Smile using his first ulti as well to get involved. Makes it 4 down bottom. The Dispose only stuns up the Tiny, which is good for some tower damage.
Yeah, that's a very, very big kill that they needed to get. This LC has been, you know, reigning in the bot lane for far too long.
A regime change then in order, according to Winter, as Hector gets some tower damage done.
I mean, this is why I'm a fan of all these global heroes right now. Like the DB, the Zeus, the MPs. Because the game is like... whenever in the early game, you get your level 6, you can just stay in your lane and just assist your side lanes. It's a very, very big deal for the game later. And bot lane, another fight again.
Yep. Again, Gojira nearly dies to the Overman odds with the stacked camp. As Widge so far spinning down or getting spun down by Hector. Frank's gonna go ahead and save him, but there's gonna be the Poison Nova. They still get the dual damage in though. As Stinger looking to apply a little bit more lockdown with the root to get the kill onto Frank. Looks like, yeah, the armlet online will save Frank. Can he do it a second time? No, too much DOTs there will eventually put him down, as it's Whisper who's going to put down 3 others from SG eSports. Better joining towards the tail end of the fight, but can't really do much yet all by himself.
Yeah, Whisper saying toggle through that. Earn Poison Sting, take ward damage.
Yeah, it's lots of things to try and toggle through, but Beastcoast, I'd say, Mr. Winter getting the better of these past couple of engagements. This one mid, this one bottom as well. They got that second kill now into Frank after See Smile rotated in. Seems like things have started to recover, because things out of from the laning stage are looking awful. Rupture top lane is going to be for Hector. He's got a healing ward, though, and with that friendly TP showing, they don't want to go any further.
Yeah, I mean, they have better team fight with their heroes, you know, with the DB out, the Venom. And if you look at SG, they're mostly single a top lane.
Yeah, speaking of that DB ulti, immediately used there for the kill onto Berna. Again, 4 heroes top lane, just like that.
They have to go for a pick-off now with the DB. They have to play against this DB cooldown. Every time it's used, they have to try to get something in return.
Right now, Faker, he's been quite static in the mid lane, right? Especially compared to his adversary.
Whisper?
Whisper, yeah, might be in for a bit of a rough spot. There's going to be the Unleash, bit more magic damage, and the multicast out from Widge. Whisper's just going to TP away. There he goes. Faker was coming on over, would have had the sufficient damage had he canceled the TP, but doesn't really have a too keen of an interest sticking around in that lane. Faker, though, he's finally getting to push a little bit here. Seems like he might get the tower with this wagon, especially as he utilizes the illusion rune to tank a little bit.
Yeah, he needs the support to maybe just come over. He doesn't feel very confident, you know, like you look at how he's playing. Just trying to stay back a little, not really fully committing to the tower. But
eventually
he's just going to get it.
And it'll be denied. Tried to get it with the illusion damage. Yeah, bottom. Frank. Yeah, I was about to say, C-Smile, he just TP'd down here against two heroes. Frank took his tower. Beastcoast could not TP anyone else over. And that was
forgot how strong the LC is, you know.
Yep. Yeah.
This LC is so rich now.
Two duels now under her belts as for victory.
He's basically the carry of SG, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know, man. This Bloodseeker, he's going to drop a Rupture onto Hector, and Hector immediately TPs away, so maybe you're right. There was a Juggernaut here. He's now in the Fountain. He's nice and healthy. Jug as well, I believe, beating Berna to the Maelstrom. Yes, indeed. About 500 or 600 gold, so a little bit of a net worth lead here, an advantage for the Juggernaut. As LTH.
Yeah, Beastcoast, they have to try to at least defend their own triangle here. You know, at least some space for the Jug. And he's not that far behind, you know, considering the start he had. He died twice in the laning phase, but I think overall he's doing a good job.
Yeah, I mean, what's incredible is C-Smiles died 5 times already this game, and I'd still say he's not doing too awfully, to be honest. Especially for how early he ended up taking those couple of deaths against the Viper. 2 deaths pretty much immediately. He had a TP on cooldown in the laning stage, which, I mean, just an awful time. But like you said, the strength of the spells and the team fighting early here with the Solar Guardian, Beastcoast have been able to recover him slightly.
Yeah, I think right now he has to probably try to focus on finishing his BKB, you know, on the DB, because without a BKB against this lineup, you're just gonna die every time you ult in with Soul Guardian. So I like that he's more or less gonna rush the BKB. He has this hammer already done. He needs to try to farm a little bit for some time.
Yep.
His team is going to cover him with this smoke. It's a nice move by Beastcoast.
I hope it's a BKB and not a Desolator, as I've seen some Dawnbreakers go into. I don't think he's far enough ahead to consider that.
Hopefully not.
SG, they have a couple bodies down bottom, though, especially a big one here, the Pickle with the DD rune. They're going to send Widge up to the high ground as a sacrifice for Vision. No, instead they'll send him bottom, where C-Smiles hit with the Rupture. Gojira is lying in wait, though, but he's going to be hit with the stun. That's going to allow C-Smile to TP away just barely. But Frank at least finds another duel. His third now onto Gojira.
Yeah, at least the DB didn't die. You know, the support is the only one dead. Yep. And that's what you gotta do, you know. The cores want to farm the lane. He's scared. You have to, you have to use your body and just sacrifice yourself as a support.
Jug, in the meantime, realizes what's going on down bottom. Hector cuts one wave, gets a little bit of chip damage onto the tier 2 tower. It's the best thing he can do at this stage.
As long as he sees the Legion on the map, he can do whatever he wants. Because the only one that can kill him is the duel.
Yeah, very true. And that duel's it's just leveled up here. It's gotten a little bit more powerful from Frank as he now has the Blink Dagger delivered and ready to rock and roll with. He's bringing LTH with him.
Smoke. Beastcoast is moving towards the bottom area again. They really do not want to give up the bottom area, the jungle. They want to defend it. Evolve.
We'll be a bit late on this move here as Widge collects the bounty and will get out of dodge. He's going to lose his ward in the meantime. Oh, but over top, C-Smiles somehow... This smoke gank ends up avoiding him. I was watching the minimap, and those 2 arrows just went right around there. They parted for the Red Sea smile anyway in this case.
Why do I have a feeling that he's actually going Deso?
He's thinking about it. He's thinking about the Deso. What are your reservations with Deso? Because I have my own, but I'd like to hear yours. Oh, hold on. LTH might be dead. Oh, maybe not. He rebounds away, and I don't think they've got the catch.
Let's be real. He's a Marcy, you know. There's creeps around. He's not dying.
What's wrong with Deso first item on Dawnbreaker?
I just feel like BKB is an important item, or at least the shard, you know. You need to buy the shard to give you your magic immunity in the fight. Like, Deso seems a little too greedy. If you're not... I mean, if you're not... 5 deaths, you know, in the early game, I can see that happening, you know. But if you're not ahead going Deso, it doesn't feel that good for your team.
It is Deso. We'll see how this feels for Beastcoast here. He's at least nearly got a completed Winter. That second Mithril Hammer in the stash, and
yeah, I mean, at least he was considering it, you know. He wasn't like buying it right away. He was thinking about it. Do I go BKB?
Right.
Or
He
do I
got
just,
1,700 gold and then he bought the Mithril Hammer. Yeah. The second one. Yeah, you're right. There it is. Being fetched
Okay,
to
fine.
him now.
That's why I shard. Okay, he has got to go for the shard next.
Yeah, I would say so. I think the shard is going to put him in a good position here. I guess the way, at least for him, right, this game, he does have his Tiny with Blink Gojira ready to go here, ready for some action. So he can still get into the fight relatively easily with his ultimate on the Solar Guardian, and then that Deso should do some work, right? They don't have like a Nyx Assassin or a Silencer to cancel the ultimate and stop him from coming in, so like, you know, he's in the fights at least. So he can ideally put that Deso to work.
Yeah, I mean, at least with the shot, it's going to guarantee you're going to do a lot of damage with the Starbreaker. With the Deso, I think that's going to be a huge initiating tool for them, since, like you mentioned, no Spike Carapace, no Global Silence, nothing to stop the Solar Guardian.
Now, I will just add... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but if he jumps in and he doesn't, you know, win the fight right away, he's just going to die, you know. With this guy, it's a very greedy build when you're behind.
Yeah, and I think the buffs here to the Luminosity to that crit, right, they actually increased it ever so slightly. It's going to be feeling a bit weaker, given that Faker is going always to be around with that another Toxin Break. Normally I wouldn't bring it up, but I do think that helps a lot, especially with the Deso build on that crit to help the damage output significantly of the Dawnbreaker. And I think you're kind of right, by the way, with kind of how Frank is playing this game. He is kind of seemingly the carry, better not ready to counter-initiate, but without BKB, like our panel was talking about, it does feel a little bit hard for the Bloodseeker this game. Just way too much magic burst for him.
Mass TP, and a smoke here. They're going to go bot, protect their triangle, I guess. They have a smoke.
Oh, or they're just going to blink and dual see Smile. Do they have the burst damage they need to win the duel? Yes, they do.
That's so greedy. He's farming that wave in front of the tier 2? Wow. That's actually so greedy.
Wasn't expecting mass TPs, but the line's drawn on the map. I think C-Smile, he just drew a couple of circles in his own triangle. He might have been explaining his defense.
Like they did a two-man, okay, they saw them at top. He saw them at top pushing the tower, then they went missing. They did a two-man TP towards mid lane and he was still farming, finishing the wave. I mean, that's just way too greedy.
Hey, he thought they went for the old triangle swap, you know? That's what he thought. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Mass TPs to the mid tier 2, and they didn't even need to smoke to boot Beastcoast from their side of the jungle.
Because he was so greedy. You punished the greed.
The greed is sufficiently punished. He was farming his way, in his defense, towards this Ag Shard that we said he really desperately needed. So he's almost there now, just one creep wave away, and he'll have it.
Yeah, this is one of those Ags where I call them the game-changing Ags. So strong, you know. Changes the way the team fight is going to be played. You're just doing so much damage without anyone being able to stop you in the team fight.
Yeah, and check out this ward. But interesting wards coming from both teams here for this stage. This Radiant ward that Beastcoast have, scouting LTH, quite useful. But this SG ward in particular is the one I want to highlight. I have not seen that one too frequently here behind the Roche. But fight breaking out, though, as they are going to use the duel on Gojira. Solar Guardian is good, though. Frank is dead. There's that crit in addition to the Deso damage coming in handy. LTH locked down and killed with the spin. It's Bedna popping the BKB. I hear Avo in my nightmares and in the game. As Whisper is going to be able to survive through the initial bout of damage, running for his life now, but taking down to Poison Nova. Poison still applied, he actually dies. Oh no, the fight is so bad there for SG Esports.
Yeah, I mean, this is precisely what the panel is mentioning.
Oh, Faker?
Oh, BKB.
Pops BKB. Gojira's just going to TP away. He says goodbye, my friend.
Oh no, was that like the first... Oh, that was the first BKB charge. That sucks. Yeah, but that was what the panel was saying. You go in, you duel, and then there's this Solar Guardian behind, and then your duel is practically useless in the fights.
First level 2 Solar Guardian as well. Actually huge increase on the heal, to be honest. And that really, there was no way they were going to do that. They have to try to hope the fights first. Don't let Legion start the fight with a duel. Maybe let the Marcy or the Ogre just go in, body the fight, or let them go on the Viper first. Then you save him with the Dispel, press the attack, and then maybe you try to duel someone after. I think opening with the duel when the Solar Guardian is still up might not be the best idea for them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised by the impact so far of the Viper. Obviously, his impact in lane was, you know, is quite massive. Yeah,
You
he tore
don't
it
do
down.
on the
basically.
lane, you're not Viper, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of this Viper effect, but you'd still expect him here at this stage, especially with BKB Dragonlance, to more or less be able to stand and deliver, but wasn't really able to find any impact in that last big fight we had.
That was a double smoke, I think, but they have a dagger on Marcy this time.
Oh, Frank, he wants to go in again. There's a Solar Guardian at the ready. LTH once again picking it off, and Stinger is going to be the primary target here. Duel this time. Will they save him? No, it's only a position 5. Not worth the ultimate from the mid lane Dawnbreaker with Aegis.
Yeah,
He's even
good
going to
that,
pause.
good that you actually mentioned that. When you play Dawnbreaker, it's easy to get baited in to save your supports with the, especially as a core Dawnbreaker. You have to be very careful with how you use your Solar Guardian. You don't want to just go in for the sake of going in with the Solar Guardian, because you can, you know.
Yep.
You have to try to use it wisely, because one bad usage of the ulti means you're gonna die and waste your Aegis in this situation.
Twice, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to blink next? Wow.
a bit of an off-laner build, really. I mean, minus the death. I've seen Desto on off-lane burgers to make the side of work.
I mean, I can see it. You blink in, you cast your Starbreaker, you just kill the support from the get-go. I mean, I can see that. It's a little bit too risky, in my opinion. I would just rather, you have a lead, just goes BKB. You're not gonna die in the team fight. You're gonna be safe. You're gonna win the team fight.
Right.
Blink is like,
right.
okay, blink is an item, right? Because you get to make this kind of decision. Sometimes you get too greedy, then you try to do a lot more, and then you die. BKB is just safe, you guys gonna be stable in the team fight. You're not gonna die.
He might be the target. Okay, they're gonna break the trees. That breaks Frank's covers. Gojira as well from the side with a great avalanche. Faker now pops the BKB, but is less than a third HP, and Frank as well does not want to go for a duel. There's the Posanova on top as LTH stuns up Whisper, but Frank's already dead. Bedna fighting inside his blood right. Massive heal for him. He's gonna allow him to run away as he secures the last hit onto Hector. Gojira, he's gonna follow suit though with the blink. Avatos gets the kill onto Bedna, who's trying to leave the fight. Great initiation there by C-Smile and Gojira, who completely tear down that fight for SG Esports. Frank even buys back. Oh, man.
Yeah, amazing there from Gojira. He started the fight initially, then he was just waiting in the side and just came back in for the second wave of spells that he had. Amazing.
Yep. I mean, the Avalanche, that's the buffs to Avalanche really there, Winter, right? So the fact that Faker can't get his BKB off because he's perma-stunned by Avalanche, by the time he BKBs, he can't stand and fight anymore. He's already nearly dead.
Yeah, it's just patient, waiting for the BKB to be out. Very nice.
Stuff out from Beastcoast here. They don't even have to lose Aegis. They do lose Hector for that one, we should say. So not the perfect fight, but yeah, completely worth it. That's now the second time you've killed Birna after he uses BKB. Faker as well has to BKB and basically run for his life. His damage output severely limited. And the tier 2 tower, of course, is taken. Beastcoast as well, setting up control in the jungle with some wards. Outpost control, getting ready potentially for the next big points, which is Roche here, or maybe a couple more tier 2s. We still actually have this Aegis online for C-Smile for another minute. So lots of options.
DD.
Solar Guardian, I don't believe has been used yet with this Aegis as well, either, Winter.
Yes, a DD, so they're definitely going to look to fight in this minute. Using this Aegis and DD, they want to go for something. And they're not. It's not that they're in a rush anyway. As well, they have a pretty solid lineup that scales very well into the late game. They have a decent advantage. They just don't. You have to be careful not to throw away the advantage.
Yeah, very true. We saw maybe a hint of that last game with some cheeky fountain dives towards the late game. Faker. Yeah, Gojira is going to go for the toss onto Widge. That's Stinger dead, but at least in exchange for Widge, Faker feels pressure to TP away as better not. Well, he's going to cancel the TP. Fake TP here from Faker, but he doesn't have BKB anymore, so that's just going to be a mini Solar Guardian for an easy kill. Hector even commits the Omni Slash there. Stinger's going to tip Faker. C-Smile looking for more. He's got the Celestial Hammer now, and Starbreaker for Frank, which will stun him up. And the damage is immense. The dispose here, and into the duel? What? They're going to try underneath the tier 3 tower. Frank actually wins the duel, outruns the Poison Nova. Here's Hector now. He's just going to spin down LTH essentially now, as Gojira with the initiation. Avatos is not good enough here for a kill, but C-Smile, of course, respawning with Aegis. He's back in fighting shape. They've bought back on Widge. Beastcoast just idling on the high ground as Gojira will toss his mate down.
Wow, this
He'll
guy
blink back himself. Okay.
This Legion has balls of steel, man. To cast a duel there.
I guess you must have known a slight devotion there from SeekNStrike. They weren't able to get much out of that. Really, just LTH ends up taking a death. Logo Jira, though, and a back that is onto Glimmer Cape, however, will protect him. It's back underneath for towers. It's Frank. Oh, he was looking for a goal there, but Jira looking back for him. He's been ruptured up. They've got vision with the blood right. But Frank cannot cancel it with the duel. It is safely back.
I mean, they're just far behind. I feel like they're too far behind. That's why they are making all these risky plays. I can understand, given the situation they're in right now. The only way they can somehow have some chances still to win the game is they have to try to take some risks.
Yeah, and it's going to be harder to catch some of these higher value heroes right now that Ector, for example, has got a Lincoln Sphere online to prevent him from getting dueled through a TP. That's the only TP or spin thing cancel that they have at the moment. Oh, and they're going to break it actually with the Dispose. Frank ready to follow up with the Blink. He's going to find his mark, but there's a Solar Guard and the Yule Scepter even onto the LC as SeekNStrike in this fight. Ector looking a bit worse for wear, but he's got Manta Style and Omni Slash in 5. So on the run now is SG Esports if they are already lost 2. Faker once again using BKB just to leave the fight. A recurring theme here this game, as it's only Stinger who ends up taking a death.
Nothing touches the heart.
Some quality voice lines now from Beastcoast. As they win yet another fight.
The voice lines like 20% of the game. You need to do the mental damage whenever you can.
So, you told me earlier that this Venomancer and this Viper are almost the same hero. Why is it that this Venomancer feels like he's having a much bigger impact, Acceptor or not, right? Because even in the duration of these fights, Whisper just feels like he's having much more impact than Faker could ever aspire to.
I mean, Venom has a lot better team fight, compared to Venom, even compared to the Viper. Even though I say they are pretty similar, they are the same old disgusting.
He's just dead, by the way. Speaking of this Viper, just gets one last shot from the hammer from SeekNStrike, and now is the Basher online. No BKB for him. No, is this team no BKB? What, that's the theme here today for them? They don't need BKBs. They don't, some games they don't need stuns. Some games they don't need BKBs. As they're hunting a ghost there in the trees.
What lane?
Oh yeah, Hector, he's just pushing. Don't worry, SeekNStrike's here and Whispers in with the Blink, as well as the ultimate here. Poison Nova, LTH doing whatever he can here. Actually gets Omni Slashed as well for that. Okay. The Berna and Frank just left in the fountain as the Poison Nova, upgraded by the Acceptor here, is keeping them at bay. We're able to leave here momentarily. Berna already leaving the base here. Frank as well, ready to make the jump in. Bit difficult to take down now most of these heroes, however, especially when you're down a Viper, and there goes SeekNStrike with the Blink. She's dead already. Berna, sorry, actually, that was LTH make it. It's going to immediately follow suit. There's GG. Beastcoast just completely running this game over. It's a bloody one here. Still well over 1 kill a minute here, average. But from the lanes, it looked like this would have been an SG game. You liked their strategy earlier. I guess the execution just wasn't there to follow up, Winter.
Yeah, and like the panel mentioned as well, Legion is like a win lane, lose game hero. You have to play extremely well around the advantage you have gained after winning your lanes, and they just didn't really do that very well. They had this lead from the lane, like I think around 1.5k gold lead. It's not a very big lead, but I think it was sufficient given the draft, and they have to try to play around the Legion much better, like be a little more patient in certain scenarios. But at the end of the day, when it came to the team fight, you duel, there's a Solar Guardian behind, everything is just tough from there.
Yeah, it did kind of feel difficult, right? Even if the strategy is play perfectly around LC, when Beastcoast have the ultimate, we'll just Solar Guardian in and get our mid laner with Desolator Basher immediately into the fight. Felt a bit difficult there for Beastcoast. I guess really 2 win lane but lose game heroes here for SG Esports is going to equate to a loss in game number 1. We're going to go ahead and throw it back to our panel here to break down the game just a bit further.
Well, who would have guessed, guys? Legion is not that great a hero, huh? That's didn't really work out for them. Did you guys feel like it was just a draft problem, or do you feel like the team fights were also better played by Beastcoast there? Sexy Fat?
I think the draft problems made the team fight problems. It's just,
Okay.
One is connected to each other.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think that maybe against the RDO, you talked about playing fast, right? They didn't seem so comfortable playing fast, to be honest. Particularly Berna and the Bloodseeker seemed.
Yeah, because their drafts is not the greatest. So like they played heroes. They picked heroes to play fast, but their heroes don't have siege damage, and their supports don't have wave shove, so they can't choke Beastcoast into their side of map because Beastcoast is constantly shoving waves with Venom, with Tiny, with CM, creating space for Juggernaut. Like if you want to play fast, you need to have these three things. You need to have a good lane, you need to have lane shove and siege. So that's kind of it for the game one. They tried to play fast, but their draft is just not good.
Do you think for game 2 they should try the same strategy but with a better draft? Do you feel like they should go to something that they know how to play as SG?
I feel like they should not pick Marcy. They should pick what is the? I forgot the name.
Hoodwink.
Yes,
Hoodwink,
they should
yeah.
pick Hoodwink for LTH because he's just too good with the hero, and he's not the best with Marcy, I would say. So
Wow.
yeah. What
Sexy
do you mean,
Fat.
bomb, man? No, I'm not
Se-
talking shit.
I didn't say that. Sexy Fat was just saying how good LTH is on the Marcy, and then you just didn't. I mean, his lane against Feno was just not good, honestly. That lane did not look good at all. So, I'm with you, RDO. I will agree with you. Did you
Thank
expect, Sexy Fat, that Whisper would destroy that lane as he did?
No, and I wasn't expecting bottom lane to Frank have a decent lane as he did.
True.
Both
Yeah.
lanes I wasn't expecting to go that way.
I think it's fair to say after this game that offlaners are just better players than carries. I think it's pretty simple. So, no, I see. Sexy Fat agrees.
Just do the maths.
With this, we're gonna take a small break, guys. SG versus Beastcoast will resume very shortly. SG still has to come back into this, but it's looking a little bit dire for them. Let's see if they're capable of bringing it back in game 2 and forcing in game 3. See you guys soon.